Behold, my stuff.
Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a shop tour. I haven't done one before, but I have had quite a bit of a change in layout in the shop here over the last year. So I figured I would document it and kind of show you guys kind of the workflow that I've developed in here and how that's been working for me so far. If you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll kind of recognize this backdrop. That's my lumber rack, but it's where I've been doing my voiceovers for the better part of the last 2 years. I've since decided to start doing that in my office because I get a little bit better audio in there because I have, a better microphone and all that. So, yeah. So I will probably start here, work my way around, and go from there. So this is my small scrap bin. I say small, it's not that small. It's about 2 by 2 by about 5 feet long. Basically it's just 4 plywood compartments. I did do a video on this a while ago. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, it's about 4 plywood compartments that I have, like 2 by 4 scraps, hardwood scraps, and plywood scraps. And then all of this here is just stuff that doesn't fit in the bin, for the most part, or have a spot on the lumber rack. But yeah, and then this is just a chunk of wood that I might do something with later on, but I haven't decided yet. But yeah, which brings me here to the lumber rack now. All of the lumber up here, I have 5 of these. I don't know what they're actually called, like the E hangers. I have 1 per stud. I knew I didn't have a whole lot of storage space, so I wanted to cram as much material in here as I could, so I fastened 1 of these to 5 studs in a row. I don't remember how much these are rated for. I think it was 200 pounds a set, and I have 2.5 sets here, so I might be off on that. I don't remember what they were. But with how much racking I have here, I'm not concerned about weight. And they've been here for almost 3 years at this point, and nothing's falling off. Nothing has fallen off, so I'm pretty confident in that at this point. And they are all set just above the plywood. So I have plywood storage from the ground up, and then lumber and other hardwood material from there up to pretty much the rafters. So, lumber rack. And I do have a video setting this up as well. So over at the table saw now, this is a 10-inch Delta 10-inch, it says professional table saw. I don't know if it's a contractor saw, like I don't know the terminology for it all that well, it just says professional down here. So, I'm happy with this saw. I had to do a little bit of work on it. The motor mount, when I got it from my father-in-law, was completely snapped in half. And the only reason I got it is because he didn't want to fix it, because I think the story was that he looked it up and saw that the replacement part was about $100, and he found a replacement saw, like the identical saw, for $100 or something like that. So he gave it to me and said, if you can fix it, cool, you can have it. And I did, for like $10. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, it's been working for me pretty good so far, and for $15, like I can't go wrong with this. It's definitely cheaper than the $3,000 saw stop, which I won't be getting anytime soon. Then over on the top of the saw, I do have the full 30-inch capacity that the saw can handle. The fence move when this is out of the way, the fence does move over just enough to get the 30 inches, and then I have the full clearance on this side of the saw for any runoff I need on that side, which is a definite improvement to where the saw was before, which is actually closer to over here. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I moved it over here. I have my router table in this side of the saw. I basically just slid it over a couple feet this way. I had my router table here before, so I could only go so far this way. And then I had a bunch of stuff stored on this side of the saw, so I was really limited with the runoff on either side of the blade. And I wasn't a fan of it, so I've shifted everything over here. These storage bins, which I have miscellaneous tools, like the speed out screw extractor set. hand planes, a miter gauge that doesn't actually work for anything I own. I don't know why I have it. It was in a bin of stuff I picked up at a garage sale for $5, so. Actually, I think it fits the bandsaw behind it, but in and out. Paint storage, liquid storage bin I have up here. I don't like it as much up here. Or, like, the bin itself is okay, but I'm not as much of a fan of the tool storage I put up there anymore, because when I did that, it was lower, so I could reach everything. But now it's a bit further up high, so with the router wrench here, for example, I have to kind of get up my tippy toes to get it. So that might change, I don't know yet. But for now, it can stay up there. My router table, which used to be in my table saw wing on the other side when the table saw was in its old position, I've since removed it from there and put it on its own freestanding thing. I say freestanding, it is still bolted to the table saw, but you know, now it's perfectly level with the saw. I can use it as saw itself. So it's pretty much the same as the video that I put it out on, other than its own legs. But yeah, this has turned out to be a pretty decent upgrade for me. This is my, well, it started off, this is my $50 workbench. It's not $50 now, it's a little bit more than that. When I built it, again, video in the description, when I built this, it was about $50 worth of material. I've since upgraded it a fair bit. I have these cross-cut supports that I can just pull out, bring up top, cut whatever I need. I got one on each side. Can cut whatever I need, and then they just pop right back into the side of the table like that. I've picked up these IKEA drawers, just plain Baltic birch plywood. Fits in there pretty good. And I got miscellaneous storage in there. This is pliers and cutters, layout materials and all that. And then I do have 3 big drawers that reach pretty much to here on the other side, which used to be the front side of the workbench, but yeah. Since I rearranged the shop, I'm not as happy with this anymore. I'm still thinking about what I want to do with that to fix it, but for now it's still working out just fine. And it serves as my workbench / outfeed table, because it is right level with the table saw as well. It makes me keep it clean if I'm using it as my outfeed as well. Here's my 1 horsepower dust collector. It's just a little dust collector. That's all I need. It's connected to pretty much, or can be connected to all of the biggest dust producing tools I have. I have this conduit line running right down. It bolts into the bottom of my table saw. Actually, that's something I forgot to mention. With this table saw, I did close in the sides of the base, because there was like next to no dust. Well, there was no dust collection on this table saw before. I closed in the base, walled in the sides, put a piece of plywood on the bottom, and put a dust port in it. So all of the dust is collected down there, and the dust collector does a pretty good job of picking it up. So I have one main trunk from the dust collector running down, connecting to the saw, down to a T with the blast gate, which comes up to the router table over here, and then down to another T, which has basically just a dryer vent that I can plug into the planer on the other side of the shop here, which does work pretty well. The canvas bag on top, I'm not sure if it's canvas or what it's called, that does clog up every so often, so I have to go whap it against the fence. But yeah, wear my respirator, whack it against the fence, there's a big dust cloud, good to go. This is just a bunch of live edge cookies that I have. This is actually a crabapple tree that we took out of our backyard almost 3 years ago now. So they should be fairly dry at this point. I can probably start using them. I just don't have a project for them yet. But, you know, getting rid of this much live edge wood I really didn't want to do. I didn't want to turn it into firewood. I figured I could make something out of it. So that's what I did. It's just sitting here for now. I do have it on a moving trolley, So if I need to, I could roll it out into the middle of the shop to get it out of the way, but honestly, I haven't had the need to. The most that trolley is doing right now is keeping it up off the ground, which is helping. And then in the spring, I know that my garage does flood every spring, so it will keep it up off the ground and keep the bottom ones from getting ruined, which is nice. Over here, I just have miscellaneous storage. I have my tape rack down here and hammer rack down here. Kind of inconvenient to grab, but not terrible. And then up here is just miscellaneous storage for my tarps, electrical stuff. I think this is all my extension cords, some sanding stuff, edge banding stuff, a broken hammer that I need to fix at some point, which I do have a video on that as well. I did repair one hammer already. Actually, it was this one. So there's a video on repairing this one. I'll link it in the description. Hopefully I remember all of these videos I'm linking in the description. So this is probably the least filmed corner of the shop. This is the miscellaneous yard tool storage, garbage can, fence project that I was going to be doing just outside the wall right here, but didn't get to it in time. So it's just sitting in a Rubbermaid bin, air compressor, miscellaneous folding chairs, which since everyone's locked down, I guess, I really don't need those because no one should be visiting people right now anyway. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. Well, the chairs are there, but whatever. That's about it. I do have a video fairly early in when I started my channel of doing a whole organizer thing for this. That just took up a lot of wall space that I could use for other things, so I condensed it. I picked up these hangers from, I think, Princess Auto. I don't remember. Probably Princess Auto. But yeah, I was able to condense a lot of it down to about 3 feet as opposed to the 8 that it was taking up, and it's working out a lot better. So now we're at the front end of my shop. House is right over here. I've kind of turned this part into my turning station. So I have my mini lathe, I have my sharpener, I got a couple other things around here. So this is just basically another work surface that doesn't get as much use as it should. I do like turning, I just have other stuff I need to get done. So yeah, bit of a turning station here. I got some fancy scrap wood storage here. Mostly stuff I will be using for turning blanks. I don't know what else. I guess this is white oak. Huh. Alright. White oak. Get in there. Small hardwood scraps. This is where I throw all of my cutoffs that I'm going to burn. We do have a fire pit in the back that I do use for that. So yeah, stuff to burn. This is an old dresser, sewing machine table. Sewing machine's long gone. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I just kind of use it as a work surface wherever I need it. And then I also have a laundry sink in here, which will be going in the house at some point, but hasn't made it there yet. Up here is just more miscellaneous storage. I'm only in a one-car garage. I guess I should also say that. I'm in a one-car garage. I will measure before the video's out. But yeah, one-car garage, so I need to as efficiently use as much space as I can in the small amount of space that I have. But with that said, I think I've done a pretty good job. This is just a general storage cabinet. I do have some doors I will be putting on it at some point. I just haven't gotten to it yet. That's kind of the theme. I do have a lot of things going. I have a lot of things going on in here, and I just haven't had time for a lot of the stuff yet. So, yeah, general storage and turning station over here. So this is kind of my power tool area. I got clamp racks or clamp storage over here. I got miscellaneous, more automotive tools down there, which probably should actually be on that side of the garage since that's where the vehicles are going to be, not so much over here, but maybe that's something I'll change later on. All of my power tools up here, some more up there, bandsaw, drill press, and planer. I found this to work out pretty well. Planer specifically, I really like how I have that set up. but I'll show that a little bit better close up. The drill press is a little bit of a pain since it kind of throws all the stuff back there, but that's okay. I just need to brush it out and then we're good to go. And then the bandsaw would work better with dust collection. I don't have dust collection over here except for the planer because that is just a super mess. Maybe I'll figure out something for that in the future, but for now there's just no dust collection on the bandsaw. But that's okay, I really don't use the bandsaw that often. This part I'm really happy with how it works out. I have it sitting on drawer slides. So if I need it, yard it out. I have enough clearance to run everything through, and then when I'm done, it just slides right back in. The drill press table is in the way of the dust port, but that's okay. But yeah, quick and easy. And then I just have the dust collection port here, which just bolts on over here. That was fuller of garbage than I thought it was. Oops. Miter saw. I'm actually really happy with how this is set up now. I have it built into this whole big miter station, which for the longest time I avoided building because I didn't think I had the floor space for it. But then I got a bunch of free cabinets when my in-laws renovated their kitchen. So I had the free cabinets, so I figured I might as well try it. Which was more the reason why I did this whole reorganization in the first place. Because I had the cabinets to work with anyway. So, yeah. Miter saw. The whole station itself I'm pretty happy with. It worked out. I have space to store all of my winter tires now, so I have my wife's and, well, 3 of my wife's and 1 of mine, and then 3 of mine and 1 of my wife's tires over there. When I built it to fit the 4 tires from my truck in this one. Then I replaced my truck, and these tires are wider than the old ones were, so they don't fit. Had I known I was going to be replacing my truck a month after I started this project, I would have maybe adjusted it a little bit more, but I didn't, so that's how it works now. But yeah, miscellaneous dust collection stuff I have stored down here, tires, and again, another cabinet with automotive tools on the other side there. So here's the other half of my miter station. I have my screen mounted to the wall there, got my computer up here, basically just so I can access SketchUp in the shop. Most of the time when I have a project designed, it's in SketchUp, so I use the computer here to access those files, just so I can reference measurements and all that. I have a pretty good idea of what the project is by the time I'm done designing it, but it's always good to have it here for a reference. Otherwise, it's just more miscellaneous storage. There's really no rhyme or reason to what I have stored in here. There was some free cabinet space, so I just crammed it all in as much as I could. Really not much to say about that. Specifically automotive stuff I have over here. Wrenches and stuff I do have in the red cabinet on the other end of the garage, but that's fine. Specifically automotive is in this cabinet because big garage doors right here, truck just outside of that, so it made sense that these would be the closest to there. And then over here I have the floor jack and my, what are these called? Collapsible sawhorses hanging up here as well. So just use as much of the space as I possibly can. And we're back at the lumber rack. So I've since measured the garage. It is 21 feet long, 13 feet wide. So just a single car garage, not a whole lot of stuff can fit in here, but I think I've done pretty good with what I have put in here. If I missed anything or you saw anything that you wanted more information on, just drop it down in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer you there. Otherwise, I hope you guys were able to get a little bit of inspiration to see how the workflow works in here. I guess I really didn't explain the workflow. Basically, I have it designed so that all the material can come through the big door, make one move out the man door into the house. So it just sweeps right through the garage and we're good to go there. That's kind of how I have it set up. Whether or not I'm successful in that is still to kind of be determined, I suppose. I haven't had this set up for too long, but it is very similar to what I had before. Otherwise, yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'll answer you there. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of kind of some not design inspiration, but kind of some workflow realizations. Whatever. Hopefully you got something out of this video. Yeah. So, like I said, it's my first shop tour, so I'm probably just talking over myself a bunch of times. I didn't script this one at all like I usually do, so hopefully it isn't a convoluted, wordy mess. So, yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you like what I'm doing here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. If you have any questions or comments, I look forward to reading them in the comment section below. And if you want to see more up-to-date projects, you can always follow me on Instagram at John the Schreiner. I am a lot more active over there with pretty much daily uploads. And otherwise, yeah, I will see you guys here in the next video. Have a good one.